hitting rock bottom. When you hit rock bottom, the only thing left to do is to go up. You've gone as low as you can go at this point. For me, hitting rock bottom, boy, it hurt. It hurt. It definitely hurt. And the way I hit rock bottom was so different. It wasn't like things were stripped away from me, like I just was losing my place to stay or losing my business and losing my children and losing it didn't happen that way for me. When I hit rock bottom, it's because I was left with these decisions to make for myself, for the betterment of myself, for the betterment of my children's lives. I didn't lose my business. I lost my passion for it because it wasn't my place any longer. And when you have so many clients, you have a staff of people working, you have so many other elements to just yourself choosing to close something down, it can kind of slow down the process of the inevitable. I went back and forth on shutting the salon down. Should I do it? Should I not do it? If I do it, oh my God, my clients, who's going to take care of my clients? If I do it, what about the girls that work here? Where are they going to take their clients? And just so many obstacles I felt like I had in my own mind on why shutting down was not an option. So I just was going back and forth, tormenting myself. I'm like, look, I had a talk with the ladies, and I'm like, you guys, I'm in a different place right now. I don't know what's going on. I just kind of woke up different one day, and my heart's not in this anymore. And it's so crazy because of how much I put into making this business a success. And, I wasn't hurting for business. I wasn't hurting financially. But every other area of my life was hurting. And I tried to continue this cycle that was just not my cycle anymore to be in. I had to close this chapter. And I kept it open longer than I should have. But in doing so, I learned so many lessons about myself. And I learned that when it's over, it's just over. It's just over, Coming into work was something that I dreaded. And I just didn't want to do it. Like, I remember being so excited about getting up and going to work. It was not a job for me. It was something that I loved. And, it's a dream to be your own business owner, to be in charge of your future and how you really live your life. I found that it was a difficult decision that I was going to have to make, because no matter how much I tried to upgrade the salon, tried to change the dynamic of the salon, nothing was bringing back that peace that I missed in my life and that I needed so desperately bad. Nothing was bringing that to me. And this went on for about 7 full months, And then one day I was just like, I'm done. It's over. I don't want to do this any longer. And I still found myself getting up, going back to work. Still found myself taking appointments. I had cut down on my schedule by a lot. And then I was tested. My daughter got sick. And she was running a fever of 103.3 to begin with. She was foaming from her mouth. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. And then it got to the point where I was literally outside of the emergency room begging them to take her, because COVID was so it was such a huge thing still on getting into just the ER. And I'm like, look, my baby is not well, please. And they still didn't do anything for her. Nothing. And so I was like, well, I'm going to have to put on my mom hat. You know, I can't send her to her dad, even though previous to, he's that dad. He will take care of his sick babies. Me, I will love on you and love on you and love on you, but when you get sick, dad is the nurse, you know. He just jumps right into gear when it comes to that. But I knew this time I had to be the person to do it. And as I began caring for my daughter and taking a stance in her healing, I had to reschedule appointments, cancel appointments. And some of my clients were so sweet about it, so understanding. But then there was some that was just, they didn't care that my daughter was sick. They wanted their hair done, and they didn't care about anything going on in my life. And it really hurt me. Like, it hit me hard. Like, do you know how many nights I would stay late in that place? How many hours I would put in? And for my daughter to be sick and to have certain clients really just not care, it started opening my eyes to how much I was giving of myself to people who wouldn't do anything or be grateful or be understanding if I couldn't be what I've been this entire time. And that's overly available. And so my daughter got well, you know, but my attitude changed even more towards working. Like, I really got upset. I was just like, I don't care if you want this, because I don't have the time to do it. And I wasn't changing my schedule to make my life better. I changed my schedule because I realized that people were going to be people, and they wanted what they wanted, and they could care less about my life. So I really started just like cutting back on my hours, because I was already losing my passion for it. I didn't want to do it anymore. And this is something that I have been passionate about for most of my life, you know. And then another incident happened, and I was very, very done with the salon. And having to tell the ladies that was so hard for me to do. And I could have probably handled that situation a little more delicately. But I mean, is there really a delicate way of saying, hey, I have to shut it down, you know? And it cost me a friendship, you know. I wasn't ready for that portion of it. But after doing that, I still went back and forth with myself on what I was going to do next. And I knew I wanted to go more health and wellness route. And I had made connections. I had a whole business plan started up. And I was about to push the gas pedal on going forward with my health and wellness plan. And my dad had a stroke. And that jolted me. Like, that scared me so badly. And so then I was just like, well, I'm just going to keep this building until I figure out what my next move is. Because right now I'm at a standstill, you know. My family is not well. I'm right there. My mom gets sick, I'm at home. My dad gets sick, I'm at home, because I have one set of parents, and I love them dearly, and they raised me well, and I was a troublemaking child, okay? It was a hot mess kid. And so my adult life, I really want to pay it forward and be there and be a good loving daughter and show up. And so that put my business plan on hold, and not really taking appointments anymore. I would take appointments here and there. Not really too much to sustain me, like fully sustain me. But I got up every day walking by faith. Like, I don't know what the future holds. I don't know where I'm going from here. But I am listening. The salon wasn't out. It was no more. I couldn't give any more of myself to that salon. And apparently going the health and wellness route that I was prepared to go in was stopped too, was blocked. And I remember just like, Lord, I don't know what the next step is. I don't know where I'm going from here, but I know you have a plan for my life, and I'm trusting in that plan, And every single time that I tried to go back into the shop to start another endeavor, it got blocked. Somebody got sick, I eventually lost a niece, and that was hard. It's hard for my family. It's very hard. And then within a month, I lost my little baby nephew that had been fighting for his life. And the day that I had planned to run away from my problems, the day I had planned to move to Texas, my baby nephew had a stroke. And I ended up changing all those travel plans, and I had to be here for my family. And after losing him and losing my niece, and I knew that my mission had to be something different. It was no longer about hair, beauty. It wasn't even about full-on health and wellness. It was about something else, something deeper, something meaningful, something helpful. And I knew that I had to be fully transparent, and I had to be open with my life and allowing people to see me, truly just see me, because only I can be me, and my purpose can only be fulfilled by me, and so I decided that I was just going to go ahead and shoot a video and just see what happened. And I did. I shot the video, I posted it on YouTube, and I didn't promote it. I did not promote it because in a way I was still hiding. I'm like, I'm being transparent. Well, I wasn't being transparent enough, I'm gonna tell you that, And as I took the time to create Warrior Women with my partner Cassandra, it was that spark was ignited inside of me again, that passion, that drive, the creativity. I mean, Warrior Women really, really, really just kind of helped me get into gear for what my future is going to bring. And it was like the first day, the first brunch that we had, I remember just being super excited about it. And I hosted it at my house, the first one, and it was a good turnout. I mean, it's always a hit and miss when you invite people to things. Some will come, some won't come, some may come another time. And for the first event, it was like my heart was so full, because I felt like I was doing something to genuinely help people. And there's so many people that are hurting, and there's so many people that are lost. And I had got a message that morning from a person that knew a person that I spoke to, and they expressed some concerns. And it was just like I had all the right words. It was so natural, and it just kind of flowed out of me. And I shocked myself. And in doing that, it just couldn't have happened at a better time, because the brunch hadn't even started at this point, you know. And ironically, I had to go get my shampoo bowls out of the shop, because I had made an executive decision that I was going to just get rid of the shop. You know, I wasn't able to really make any money, but I was putting out more money than I was making. And so I turned my keys in, and the day of the first brunch, I went into that building for the last time. And as I looked around that building, I was like, thank you. Thanking the building. Thanking God and for setting me free. And I said, no longer will I live my life in a box. No longer will I live according to people's expectations. You know, today, I stand on top of the box. I stand on top of this building, and I take full control of my life. And I wake up every day with gratitude and thankfulness in my heart. Before my feet hit the floor, I say thank you. Thank you for another day, for another opportunity to be better than yesterday. Thank you so much for waking me up and choosing me and loving me and showing me that I am more. And it was like I felt so strong as I walked out of that building for the last time. And I felt such a freedom. And then to go into the brunch, it was just like magical. You know, the ladies that showed up, how much people just needed somebody, you know. And now, a month later, not even a full month, just the second luncheon that we had with our WWSC sister circle, we not only had mostly all new faces. I just kept saying, wow, 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 the more people that showed up. And then I got linked together with a radio personality who's interested in, you know, our mission, and a person that is in charge of a magazine is already interested in our mission, and people from different states are calling in and wanting to be a part of it. Just pretty much everybody ordered a t-shirt, you know, and I'm just like watching how fast we're growing, and it's been a month. We have our entire event space booked through March of next year already. We have people donating food and wanting to sponsor events for us, and it's been a month. And I'm saying this to not toot my own horn. I'm saying that when you step out by faith and you do the hard thing, which a lot of times the hard thing is the right thing. It's the right thing for your life. It's so hard to choose yourself. It's so hard to step out by faith. But when you do it, it's so rewarding. When you do it, you feel that peace that passes all understanding. And I have never felt more full in my life. I have never felt stronger. I have never felt more creative. And I have never felt more passionate and more driven than ever. I have never felt this way than I do right now. And I just want to encourage you all to just really zone in to what you want and step out by faith. Walk by faith and not by sight. If you just have one seed of faith, a small little tiny mustard seed can turn into a bushel so big. But it takes the act. It takes action. And that is stepping out. That is putting actions behind your words and watching you reap everything that you put in. And so, I mean, it is so much more than you could ever even imagine. And how quickly it can happen it's just amazing. So I just want to encourage everyone today to just follow your heart. Live and act out of your heart space. You know, be the light and show as much love and give as much love as you can and change the world. Thank you so much for listening to me. Over and out. Love and light.